Hello guys, today we'll continue our discussion on carrier concentration in intrinsic semiconductor. Last class we have discussed about electron concentration. Today we'll see what is the expression for hole concentration. As we have already discussed, there are two types of carriers in case of an intrinsic semiconductor, and the carriers are due to electron hole generations. What is hole concentration? This is the number of holes per unit volume of the valence band of a given intrinsic semiconductor. We have seen in the last class that whenever there is an electron movement from valence band to conduction band, it leaves behind an empty space known as hole. So we are getting free electrons in the conduction band and holes in the valence band. That's what the hole concentration is in the valence band. The hole concentration is represented by a letter P because holes are positively charged particles. That's what it is represented by letter P. The calculation for hole concentration is similar to that of the electron concentration what we did in the last class. For this, will be considering this energy band diagram. Here this is the valence band and this one is the conduction band. We will consider two energy states, one at energy E and the second one at energy E plus dE. There is a small gap between these two energy states and the difference between these two states is equals to dE. And the number of holes available between these two energy states is represented by dP. So dP is the number of holes per unit volume having energies between E and E plus dE, and it is in the valence band because we are calculating the hole concentration and holes are always present within the valence band. First we will calculate this small amount of holes available between energy E and E plus dE. Then we will integrate that to obtain the hole concentration. In order to calculate dP, let us calculate the two quantities, that is density of states and probability of holes. Z of EdE is the density of energy states between E and E plus dE. Here this is the energy state with energy E, this is energy state with energy E plus dE, and Z of EdE gives us the number of energy states available between these two energy states, and that's what the name is density of energy states between E and E plus dE. The second quantity we need to calculate is the probability of finding an hole. What is the probability of finding an hole? In the last class, we have seen that the probability of finding an electron is given by Fermi-Dirac distribution function, that is f of E. And we all know that holes are nothing but absence of electron. If holes are absence of electrons, then to find out the probability of hole, we should subtract the probability of finding an electron from 1. After getting these two functions, we can find out dP by multiplying the density of states with probability. That means dP is equals to Z of EdE into 1 minus f of E. This Z of EdE is the density, 1 minus f of E is the probability. And dP is the small number of holes available between energy states E and E plus dE. Now the density of states in the valence band is given by the expression Z of EdE is equals to 4 pi by h cube 2 mh star whole to the power 3 by 2 e to the power half dE. As we are considering holes, that's what we have taken the effective mass of holes over here. In the last class we had taken the effective mass of electron. Further, we are considering the states with energy E which are present below the top of the valence band. If EV is the energy of the energy states which is lying at the top of the valence band, and we are considering all the states available below EV, that means we can take EV as our reference. As we have discussed in the last class also, there we had taken the bottom of the conduction band, that is EC, as the reference. Here we are considering the top of the valence band EV as the reference, and we are considering all the energy states below EV. Because of this, we can make a small modification over here. You can see this is E. This E can be replaced by EV minus E, because now we are considering EV as our reference and we are going below EV for all other energy states. So E can be replaced by EV minus E. Now Z of E dE is equals to 4 pi by h cube 2 mh star whole to the power 3 by 2 EV minus e to the power half dE. This is the expression for density of states. The second quantity we need for our calculation is probability. The probability of getting an hole at an energy state E is given by 1 minus f of E, where f of E is the Fermi-Dirac distribution function, and that is equals to 1 by 1 plus exponential E minus EF by kT, where EF is the Fermi energy, K is Boltzmann constant, and T is absolute temperature. This is the probability of finding an hole. Now we'll do some simplification to this function. 1 minus f of E is equals to 1 minus 1 by 1 plus exponential E minus EF by kT. If I'll take this term to the numerator, this can be written as 1 minus 1 plus exponential E minus EF by kT whole to the power minus 1, because I have taken this to the numerator, so its power became minus 1. The function within this box resembles with a standard expansion, that is 1 plus x to the power minus 1 is equals to 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube. Like that it will continue. Comparing this with this function, here you can see this is 1 plus x to the power minus 1. So here this exponential factor we can take as x. So it is 1 plus x to the power minus 1. So this can be written as 1 minus exponential this plus this exponential whole square. Like that I can write this expansion. In this term, what is this E? This E is the energy of the state where we are finding out the holes, and those states lies below EV. And what is EF? This is our Fermi energy, and Fermi energy lies somewhere between this conduction band and valence band. So if here lies the Fermi energy and the energy E lies below EV, that means always E is less than EF. If E is less than EF, what will be the sign for this numerator? That will be negative. So this function inside this bracket, that is E minus EF by kT, will have some negative value for all the values of E. Let that value as minus y is the magnitude, and this is negative because EF is always more than E. Here this red bracket term, that means exponential E minus EF by kT, that is our x. Now if this is equals to minus y, I can write x is equals to e to the power minus y, because this whole term is equals to x and this is equals to minus y. So x is equals to e to the power minus y. That can be written as 1 upon e to the power y. Similarly, x square can be written as e to the power minus 2y or 1 by e to the power 2y. Now try to understand what I am telling here. As we have seen in our last class, E minus EF, this magnitude is much larger as compared to this kT, because this K is of the order of 10 to the power minus 5 electron volt, and hence this magnitude, that means Y is much larger, and if Y is very large, then e to the power Y will definitely have a very large value. If e to the power Y is very large, then it is obvious that 1 by e to the power Y is very small, and 1 by e to the power 2y is further smaller. If I'll increase this power, I'll be getting smaller and smaller values, and this shows that these higher order terms are having very small values. If these are very small, I can neglect these terms as compared to these first two terms, and hence neglecting this term, this expansion is equals to 1 minus x. Considering this approximation, this function, that is the probability of finding an hole, can be written as 1 minus f of e is equals to 1 minus x, because we have neglected the higher order terms because those are becoming very small. Here this 1 is here 1 minus this 1 plus x to the power minus 1, that can be written as 1 minus x. So 1 minus this exponential factor is our x. So it is 1 minus exponential e minus ef by kt. Now if I'll open this bracket, this 1 will become minus and this exponential function will become plus. So it is 1 minus 1 plus exponential e minus ef by kt, and here this plus 1 and minus 1, they will get cancelled, and we will get 1 minus f of e is equals to exponential e minus ef by kt. So this is the approximation which we will be using in our calculation. Now we have obtained both the terms we need for our calculation, that is density of states and probability. So the holes present within the energy states E and E plus dE, that is dP is equals to, this is our density of states Z of E dE, and this is our probability 1 minus f of E. After substituting these values, we can calculate this number of holes within E and E plus dE. Once we obtain this small amount of holes between E and E plus dE, we can find out the total number of holes present within the valence band by integrating this function. So P is equals to Z of E dE 1 minus f of E integration, and coming to the limit of this integration, we are considering the energy lying below EV. So the maximum energy we are considering is EV. That's what the upper limit is equals to EV, and we are considering all the energy states lying below EV. That's what the lower limit is, the bottom of the band, till the energy where we have the states available, that is bottom of the band. So this is the integration we need to do in order to find out the hole concentration. We have to perform this integration. We have the density of states expression, this is the density of states, and this is the probability. Now we substitute this inside this integration and do the integration. After substituting these values over here, this Z of EDE is equals to this 4 pi by HQ 2 mH star whole to the power 3 by 2 EV minus e to the power half dE. And what about this 1 minus f of e? That is equals to exponential e minus ef by kt. Now we need to do this integration. Here I have made a small modification for the limits. Upper limit I have kept as it is, that is the top of the valence band EV. The lower limit I have changed from bottom of the band to minus infinity, because if we are going up to minus infinity, we will be covering all the states available. So taking this as minus infinity, there will be no change in the hole concentration. In this integration, these terms within this circle, if you see 4 pi by h cube 2 mh star whole to the power 3 by 2, all these are independent of E, and hence these terms can be taken outside the integration. Taking these out, it is within the integration we left with EB minus e to the power half exponential E minus EF by KT dE. Coming to this exponential function, there are two terms in this, that is exponential e by kt and exponential minus ef by kt. Further, this exponential minus ef by kt, if you can see, ef is a constant, k is constant, t is constant. So this exponential minus ef by kt is constant, and hence this can be taken outside the integration. Taking this outside, I can write this as 4 pi by h cube 2 ms star whole to the power 3 by 2 exponential minus ef by kt, and inside the integration I have ev minus e to the power half, and this first term, that is exponential e by kt dE. Now we'll do some substitutions to perform this integration. Let ev minus e is equals to x. Then e will be equals to, if I am taking e to the right hand side and x to the left hand side, then e is equals to ev minus x, and dE is equals to minus dx. After substituting these values over here, we will be getting this integration. Let us see what are the changes I have made over here. You can see this EV minus E, that is equals to X. EV minus E is X. So in place of EV minus E, I have written X to the power half. Then exponential, this E is replaced by EV minus X. E is equals to EV minus X. So E is replaced with EV minus X. What else? This dE is equals to minus dx. So dE is equals to minus dx. Now we'll see how the limits of the integration changed because of these substitutions. Here the lower limit was minus infinity. We'll see what will be x when e is equals to minus infinity. If e is minus infinity, then this will be EV minus minus infinity, that is EV plus infinity. So x will be equals to plus infinity. That's what the lower limit changed from minus infinity to plus infinity. Coming to the upper limit, it is EV. We'll see now what is x when e is equals to EV. When e is equals to EV, x will be equals to EV minus EV. That means x is equals to 0. So the upper limit changed from EV to 0. Now in this exponential function, again we are having two terms, that is exponential EV by kt and exponential minus x by kt. And out of those two terms, exponential EV by kt is a constant because EV, k and t all are constant. So if this exponential EV by kt is a constant, and I can combine that with this exponential function outside the integration. After combining this and this exponential function, I can write the integration as this 4 pi by h cube 2 mh star whole to the power 3 by 2, and this EV by kt is plus and this is minus, so it is exponential EV minus EF by kt. And inside I left with x to the power half exponential minus x by kt and this minus dx, but here I have written dx. You must be wondering where this negative sign went off. Don't worry, it is here only. Just look into the limits over here. Here it was infinity to 0 and I have just interchanged the limit. The lower limit becomes the upper limit and upper limit becomes the lower limit. I have just swapped the limits to remove this negative sign. So that's what in place of minus dx, I have written dx. You must have remembered this integration we used in our last class for electron concentration derivation. So this integration resembles with a standard integration, that is x to the power half e to the power minus ax dx is equals to root pi by 2 a to the power 3 by 2. Here if you can see this x to the power half, here also x to the power half, limit is 0 to infinity, here also it is 0 to infinity. Exponential minus x by kt is same as e to the power minus x. So this term and this term, if we compare, I can write a is equals to 1 by kt. So if a is equals to 1 by kt, we need the term a to the power 3 by 2. So a to the power 3 by 2 is equals to 1 by kt to the power 3 by 2. After substituting this over here, the value of p can be written as 4 pi by hq, this term, and this integration is equals to root pi, that is pi to the power half, 1 by 2 is 1 by 2, and a to the power 3 by 2, that is 1 by kt to the power 3 by 2, that can be taken to the numerator, so it is kt to the power 3 by 2. So this term within the box is the value of this integration. So now p is equals to this expression. We'll further simplify this to get the final one. This is the expression we have obtained till now. Now let us see what are the simplification we can do over here. This 4 and 2, if I'll cancel, I will left with 2. Here you can see this pi and this pi to the power half, if I'll combine, that will become pi to the power 3 by 2. This is 2 mh star whole to the power 3 by 2, kt to the power 3 by 2, and this hq, I can write this as h square to the power 3 by 2. So all these terms with power 3 by 2 can be combined into a single term, that is 2 pi mh star kt by h square whole to the power 3 by 2, and this exponential term that remained as it is. So p is equals to this expression. Here in this expression, the terms within this circle all are constants. This 2 pi mh star k t or h, all these are constant terms. As all these are constants, I can take that as a single constant. Nb is equals to 2 into 2 pi mh star kt by h square whole to the power 3 by 2, and this Nb is known as effective density of states in valence band, and for silicon at 300 Kelvin, this value is equals to 10 to the power 25 per meter cube. This is density of states, and states are nothing but numbers, so it is 10 to the power 25, and as it is density, this is per meter cube. Now substituting this value over here, P can be written as Nb exponential Eb minus Ef by Kt. This is the final expression for number of holes per unit volume in the valence band. Let us now summarize the class by just discussing the steps what we have followed and the final expression we obtained. For this whole concentration calculation, we need to first consider two states in the valence band, one at energy E and the other one with a small energy interval with energy E plus dE. Then we have to calculate the number of holes present within these two states, and we have to integrate that starting from EV to the bottom of the bands to obtain the total number of holes within the valence band. And after doing all those calculations, we obtained the expression for hole concentration P is equals to Nb exponential Ev minus Ef by Kt, and here this Nb is equals to 2 into 2 pi mh star Kt by h square whole to the power 3 by 2. Ef is the Fermi energy, Ev is the energy corresponding to top of the valence band. Here in this figure, this is Ev. Then K is the Boltzmann constant, T is our absolute temperature, and here this mH star is the effective mass of hole, and H is our Planck's constant. So if we know all these values, then we can calculate the hole concentration at a given temperature. So here you can see within this also we are having temperature, and here also we are having temperature. That means the concentration of hole changes with temperature. We'll look into that in more detail in the next class. So today we'll stop here. Thank you all for your listening, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Also, if you find the contents of the lectures are useful for you, then you can share these things with your friends so that they will also get the benefit. Thank you all.